People in Pakistan carried out several demonstrations after the new Shehbaz Sharif government raised petrol prices and power tariffs for the second time in a week. Although Prime Minister has defended his decisions, saying the need of the hour was to prevent country from an economic crisis, the people say their lives have been badly affected and even the daily essentials have become out of their reach.
Hundreds of protesters took to the streets of Pakistan's capital Islamabad to protest against the unprecedented rise in petrol prices that have prompted a sudden escalation in the country's inflation rate too. They held banners that labelled the Shehbaz Sharif's administration as imported government and urged it to purchase oil from Russia. Demonstrators said their lives and livelihood were severely affected as everything ranging from the transportation cost to the kitchen staples had become expensive.
पेट्रोल भरने से सब कुछ महंगा होता है तो अब सब कुछ महंगा होएगा घी महंगा हो गया लोगों ने लोग खाना बनाना भी बंद कर दे लोगों ने खाना तो बनाना है पेट्रोल का क्या पेट्रोल इतना महंगा कर दिया आम आवाम के बस की बात ही नहीं रही लोग क्या करेंगे लोग खुदकुशियां करेंगे डाके डालेंगे इसी तरह चोरियां होंगी सरेआम
3.5 साल में पेट्रोल की कीमत 54 रुपए बढ़ी है सिर्फ 3.5 साल में और ये एक हफ्ते में पेट्रोल की कीमत 60 रुपए बढ़ दी है जिसकी हम पुरजोर मजम्मत करते हैं और अल्लाह ताला के हजूर दुआ गो है कि ऐसे हुक्मरानों से हमें वही नजात वही खलासी दे सकता है.
The current rate in Pakistan, which has gone through a rough political transition in past few weeks, has touched a 5-year high. Consumer Price Index inflation rose to 13.8% in May, year on year the highest in 2.5 years. Adding to the woes, the country's finance minister Miftah Ismail said Islamabad would continue to slash fuel subsidies in a bid to control the fiscal deficit and secure International Monetary Fund bailout money. The protesters also called out government's high-handedness at muzzling their rightful demands.
एक के बाद एक पेट्रोल बम गिराया जा रहा है और जिस तरीके के साथ तमाम चीज़ें महंगी हो रही हैं और आप यकीन करें एक आम आदमी एक गरीब आदमी जो है वो पिस के रह गया है और ना सिर्फ एक गरीब आदमी बल्कि मैं सोचती हूँ कि मिडिल क्लास जो है इस वक्त उसको दीवार से लगा दिया गया है.
The government has defended its decision, saying the hike in fuel prices was inevitable in order to protect the country from bankruptcy. Only a few days back, the Prime Minister had addressed the nation, saying all calls were being made for the welfare of the country and essentially the people of the country. As per the several sources that have been in direct talks with people involved in negotiations between Pakistan and IMF, both sides have drawn out a plan as per which Pakistan will receive over $900 million of latest tranche if it removes the fuel subsidies. Ousted Prime Minister Imran Khan had given the subsidy in his last days in power to cool down public sentiment in the face of double-digit inflation. Observers, however, say that prolonged high inflation will only trigger more resentment amongst the common people, but also admitted that Islamabad cannot escape the inflation troubles and it will have to take tough calls in order to save its economy from falling into a massive crisis.